Today I'm going to show you an advanced police job created by FiveM. It has some pretty cool features in addition to default, like a ped for the garages, an area to repair your weapons, a GPS item for blips, and a cool escorting animation with a unique cuffing and restraining system. There are a lot of features. You can check them out through the resource link in the description. I hope you enjoy the video. First, click the link in the description that takes you to the resource. Once you're there, go to purchase and it'll have you sign in with FiveM. So go ahead and click that. After that, you can connect with Discord or enter your email address, so I'll go ahead and put that in. Then click Continue. Then click Pay Now. Next, fill out this information here. And agree to the terms and conditions. Then click Continue to Payment. After you've done that, hit Complete Order. And now the order is complete. You can then go to your email and download it, or go to your Keymaster and go to your granted assets. It'll be there as well. Once you're in Keymaster, find the police job and download it. Once it's done, open it up and open your server resources. Then in your resources, go to the QB folder and delete qb-policejob. And drag over the one you just downloaded. So close out of this. Then open qb-policejob and open the readme. Obviously, this is the installation guide, so leave it open as you'll need it throughout the install process. The first thing you need to do is add the images. So back to qb-policejob, go into the images folder and copy all of the images in here. Then go to whatever inventory you use. I'm using QB inventory, so I'll be going there. HTML and images. Then paste what you copied. The next thing you need to do is add the items, so copy all of these. Then go back to the QB folder and find QBCore. Go into the shared folder and open the items.lua. Once you're in there, scroll down and paste what you copied. Then hit File and Save. The next thing you need to do is update the filled evidence bag item. So copy this here. Go back to the items.lua and use Ctrl F to search for filled evidence bag. Once you've found it, highlight all of this. Then paste what you copied. Then hit File and Save. Next, you need to update the filled evidence bag section in QB inventory. This code is for the old version. If you're using the updated version, I'll have the snippet in my Discord. It can be found in FiveM's Discord as well. For both versions, go to QB inventory, HTML, JS, and open the app.js. Once you're in there, use Ctrl F again and search for filled evidence bag. Once you've found it, highlight this section here and paste what you copied. Then hit File and Save. The last thing in here are just the dependencies. If you're missing any, you can use the links and download them. Next, we'll move on to the config. There's a lot you can change in here. I'm going to skip all the location changes for now until I'm in the server. The first thing I'll focus on is the ability to break out of cuffs, which gives players who are being cuffed a minigame, and if they are successful, the cuffs will fail. You can enable or disable that feature here. I'm also going to change the minigame to PSUI. The supported minigames are in the commented out text. Below that, you can change the amount of circles and speed for PSUI to make it easier or harder. You can also do that for the Oxlib minigame if you chose to use that. Next is the target option. I'm going to change this to QB target. Again, the supported systems are in the commented out text. Then you have the option for the menu system you want to use. I won't be changing that. Then you have the inventory option. I'm using QB inventory, so I'll change that here. Then there's the stash settings for QB and PS inventory with the maximum weight and amount of slots. I'm going to skip down to the blip colors. There's commented out text explaining what the color is for each blip. If you want to change them, I left the link in the description to the site for blips and their colors. So go ahead and go there. Once you're there, go down to blip colors and find a color you like. I'm just going to choose this bright purple, for example. So once you found the color you like, remember the number. Then go back and simply replace it with what's there. So the number was 27, and that's all you need to do. The next option is for the field script you use, followed by the rank that can issue licenses. By default, it's set to 2, which means anyone with a job who are grade 2 or above can issue the licenses. Then you have an option to block wall thermals, which when enabled stops penetration through walls or tunnels. The last thing I'll focus on in this section is the garage ped model. I'll attach what it looks like by default. If you want to change it, I left a link in the description to the site for ped models. So once you go there, find a ped you like. So just go ahead and scroll through. And I'll just choose this one here. Once you found one, copy the name, then go back and simply replace it. I'm going to skip down to the repair stations section. You can enable or disable this feature. Then you have the option to have them do an animation. And the next option is for the ped model and the location. If you want to change it again, you can follow the step we just did. Then you have the police helicopter spawn name and the list of security cameras. Then you have the option for mods to be applied to the vehicles once they spawn, and a list of mods to be applied. I'm going to turn off turbo, so I'll change it from true to false. Then you have the option for extras to be applied when the cars spawn, and the list of extras you want applied. The next section is for the vehicles that are in the police garage. They're separated based on the job. The commented out text lets you know which job the group of vehicles are for. As an example, I'm going to change the LSPD cars to ones I've added. You can copy one that's already there and change the information, or simply replace a car that's already there you don't want to use. So I'll be changing these. In the first set of brackets, put the vehicle spawn name. For the label, put what you want the car to be displayed as. So I'll put wide body Hellcat. Then put the ranks you want to be able to use it, the livery that is on the car when it spawns, and the price. I'll do one more, so again, put the spawn name. For label, put what you want the vehicle to be displayed as. Make this capital. Then put the ranks, the livery, and the price. So I'm going to remove these so they don't show up. The next sections are for the ammo labels and the radars. I won't be changing any of that. Then you have the car items, which are items that are automatically in the vehicle when it spawns. You can add more following the format. The last section in here is for the armory. You have the option to use quick equip, which gives players certain items automatically. You then have the label and amount of slots for the armory. If you want to add more items, simply follow the format and add all necessary information. If you made changes, be sure to hit file and save. Then I'll move on to changing the locations in the server. If you're looking for hosting, check out One of One servers. One of One servers is a cutting-edge VPS and dedicated server provider specializing in top-notch features like a reliable network, unlimited player slots, and advanced DDoS protection. Their servers guarantee smooth gaming experiences with powerful hardware, lightning-fast NVMe SSD storage, and high-speed internet. The servers are available to you after payment, and you can get started with the setup immediately. They also offer 24/7 customer support, so you can get help when you need it. Use the link in the description to check out all the features and get started. Now back to the video. So I'm back on the server now. The first location I'll change is where you go on duty. So go ahead and copy the cords. I'm just going to put it here. Then go back and replace it. Then we'll move on to the vehicle, which is the garage ped. So I'll go ahead and go down there. And I'll put them right here. Then go back and replace it again. Next is location where the vehicles spawn. I'll just put it right here. And replace it. The next option is for the personal stash. Just going to put it right here. The next section is for the impound. This is where players can retrieve their impounded vehicles. If you're using PS MDT, make sure the impound locations match. I'm not going to be showing that one. The next one is for the helicopter. I'll put them here. And the next one is for where the helicopter spawns. Just going to put it here. And the next spot is for the Armory. I'll just put it over here. Then there's a location for the trash. Just gonna pick a random trash can. And put it there. Then move on to the fingerprint. And I'll put that here. Then there's the evidence location. I'm gonna put that one here. Then there's location for the lab. Then the last location for this section is the station, which is just a blip. So go back to the front and add that. And I'm gonna change the name. You can change the blip in the color as well as the size. The next thing we'll change is for the repair station where you repair the weapons. I'm going to put them right here. And the spot where he walks to, put it right here. And that's all the locations. Once you've changed them, hit file and save. Then restart the resource or your server and test it out. Alright, so I'm back in the server now. The first thing is the blip in the name. So go ahead and go on duty. It displays your current status, so I go off duty. And then on duty again. Then move on to the personal stash area. There's that. Then move on to the evidence. Then you can open the evidence locker. Then go into the garage and take a vehicle out. So it spawns, then to return it, just go back to the ped and it'll give you the option to do that. And it's gone. And the fingerprint's over here. It's not going to work because no one's there, but that's the location. To move on to the armory. And there it is. I didn't add those other items. I need to do that. And then we have the weapon repair guy. So give it to him. Right, and he's done now, so I'll take the weapon back. If I can find there it is. And then this is the trash, so I'll put that in there. Then I'll go up to the roof and look at the helicopter area. Works the same as the garage. And to put it back, just go back to him again. And it's gone. I think the last thing is the lab, so I'll go there. And that's where you can analyze the evidence. That's all the locations. I'm going to go into Shooter's server and show the cuffing and escorting animation and all that. So I'm in Shooter's server now, and I have some handcuffs. So I'm going to go ahead and cuff him. And once you cuff him, you get a cuff key in return. So I'll go ahead and escort him. And that's the escorting animation. Now when you go to uncuff him, you have to be on the side you cuffed him because you can cuff in the front and the back. So if I use the cuff key, it'll let me know I'm not on the right side. So I go back on the correct side and then uncuff him. And then once you do that, it takes the cuff key away and you get the handcuffs back. Alright, so now I'm going to cuff him in the front just to show that option. And instead of using the cuff key, I'm going to use the bolt cutter, which is an alternative and can be used by civilians to free cuffed individuals. So I go ahead and use that and let you know you're cutting the cuffs. And he's free. Alright, so I'm going to cuff him one last time, and this time he's going to resist and break out. And it lets you know if they've broken out from the cuffs. The last restraining item I'll show is the zip tie. You can tie them in the front or the back. So go ahead and use those. And to cut them, use the flush cutter. And that's all the restraining items. There is one more thing, which is the GPS. So if you use it, it'll tell you that it's not active, and then you put your call sign. I just put my name, and then I'll activate the GPS. And then when you open the map, you should be able to see the blip, and if you click on it, it'll show the call sign that the person set. That'll be all for this video. If it helped you out and you enjoyed, please leave a like and a sub. If you need help or have any suggestions, feel free to comment down below or join my Discord. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching.